Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everybody to the art stream. Let's switch over to that live screen. Today, we are doing something important, I promise. I'm going to be doing a little bit of the sketching for the next thumbnail. The idea with this one, I'm going to switch over to the actual screen now. The idea with this one is that we're doing a bit more of like get rid of that. A bit more of a complicated one than we normally do. So I'm actually gonna have to like properly sketch and everything, which I don't often do. I normally just go straight to the inking process. So this will be a fun little learning process for all of us. We're also going to be doing the overlay. This is what I have so far for it. I might redo this actually, but like the idea is that I want to have basically the badges for when we do the Pokemon, like badges are up here. Why am I on pencil here? That doesn't make any sense. And let's resize that brush. But yeah, badges. Wait, let's delete that. Badges up here in sort of like this area. And then Pokemon will be down here. Pokemon. And I think I'm not going to do a chat box like I did last time, which would have normally gone like in this area. Instead, I think I'm going to try and leave this entire middle section blank for the actual the gameplay, because that was a bit of a concern for me last time, is that we didn't really have that much space for the actual game. It was I had to literally squint to read some of the things that were on screen. So we're not doing it that way this time. So my idea for the badges, right, is, and I might ask for opinions and things as we go along, but my idea is that I'm basically going to do like that's erasure. No. Like a sort of like a round thing here. Cause, well, no, it's probably more like that, to be honest. It's the concept behind it is that I kind of want to do like a Rotom phone, you know? So, bit of a rounded edge, bit of a rounded edge. And then this would be sort of from this section to here would be the screen. So let's go for a smaller line there. So like there. That would be the screen. And then we go back to, I think it was 12. Go back here. Rounded edge, rounded edge. And then I can do the little Rotom face here. So like the little eyes. I'm going to have to figure out that in a bit. Well, we're just sort of screwing around at the moment. But yeah, the basic idea is something like that. So I can then color this in the sort of light, almost orangey red of the Rotom phone. And we'll display the badges up here. I might resize this to be a little bit smaller, because the badges don't have to be huge. And then for the Pokemon section, my idea was to basically do like a belt sort of situation here. So then we'd go to the end there, and here to the end as well. And then the buckle. And whoop, that's going to require a zoom in, actually. And while I'm doing all this, how have you guys been? That's the point of these little chill streams, is not just to see me get frustrated at my inability to draw straight lines, but to check in with y'all. That's important. Alright, well that's not bad, but I think the actual, I don't know what it's called, the tongue? No, that doesn't seem right. But the part that actually goes through the small holes in the belt, I think that bit needs to be a bit thinner. And then we just, I think we zoom in a bit more actually. Because I also want to get rid of this a little bit over there. Let's resize this. Erase that. Make sure it's nice and neat. There we go. If you erase, that's an important thing to remember with digital art. One of the nicest parts of digital art is that if you erase too much, you can just sort of go over it again. But yeah, and then we'll have that. And the idea, I'm actually going to make a new layer for this next bit. But the idea is that we're going to, along this belt, I'll do some more detailing for the belt in a moment, but we're basically going to draw Pokeballs. Well, no. Oof. Oof. That wasn't a good one. But yeah, something like that. Nice little Pokeball. And we're going to have the Pokemon on the app that I use try and show up on these Pokeballs that I'm drawing as we speak. Although, again, I might want to resize some of this. But we're going to have them show up on the Pokeballs. Do modern day protagonists in Pokemon, because I remember Ash used to do it in the TV show, but do they still keep their Pokeballs on their belt? Because I've noticed in like later games, they seem to have this carrying device that they have the Pokeballs on. And I don't know, it just seems like it made sense in Sword and Shield, right? When Pokemon training was like a sport, when they treated it as sort of a sporting practice, like a football match or something. It felt like they would have more gear for it. So that made sense to me. But in the original show, if I recall, hey Mr. Hat, welcome. Yeah, in the original Pokemon anime, it was going for a bit more of like an adventure feel. So it made a lot of sense for like Ash to have his own way of doing things, you know, putting the badges on his vest instead of having a carrying case, putting the Pokeballs on his belt instead of having gear for it. But I suppose nowadays, the protagonists in Pokemon would have more technological solutions to that sort of thing. I just want to sort of get the curve in there. And then we're going to make that even smaller, zoom in a little bit. I may have zoomed in a bit too much, but hey. Do that. Go even smaller. And well, I suppose we're going to be looking like down at them, aren't we? I've kind of drawn this sort of straight on, so I don't know how that's going to function, but like something like that. And then we'll color it in and shade it and everything. Was that necessary? I suppose I can just do like a little bit of shading underneath there. I don't necessarily need to draw in like an actual, because I want to make this look like a bit more like a button. You know what I mean? How's your new year been, Mr. Hat? What have you been up to? What did you promise that you'd do this year to yourself? Reveal to us your secrets. But yeah, let's neaten this up a bit. That's maybe another problem, is I may have made this a bit too small. I could give myself a bit more space. And I'll just neaten up that line. I think I used 8. Yeah. There we go. And then we go smaller for the actual button. No. Yeah, we need to make the button bigger. But yeah, I suppose the question is, what angle are we looking at this Pokeball from? I think above makes the most sense. So, just a little bit like that. Am I being a fool right now? Am I being foolish at the moment when I could just erase? Let's try this. And I'll get the pen in and just make that line a little bit thicker. Make it look like I planned it. How's that look? Actually, not too bad. Alrighty, and then I suppose we can just color this in. It's been good, but you don't do resolutions? That's fair. That's more than fair. I kind of, myself, I sort of stopped doing resolutions as well. There comes a certain point where it feels like, I don't know, I could just do stuff. I don't necessarily need to promise myself to do stuff. You know, I could just do things. And then, but you see, the problem with putting it up here is that I suppose we wouldn't shade that part of the button. Red is on top of the Pokeballs, right? Yeah, I think so. But it's not quite that bright a red. It's like, it's a more pale red. There we go. And shading wise, we can just do a little bit of, put this on a multiply layer. This is a little cool trick for shading, is if you put it on a multiply layer, it takes whatever color you've selected and automatically makes it darker. So you don't have to worry about trying to like go on the color spectrum here and find the exact darker bit. But it does do this quite, make it quite a, it doesn't give you as much control to do it this way. Like, yeah, you're putting your faith in the fact that you know what the darker color you want it to be is. So, I don't know if that's true. I might be talking out of my bum right now. Oh well. You know what? Sometimes that's what the new year is all about. Is making stuff up for people on the internet. Don't do that. I don't want to encourage that. Don't make stuff up for people on the internet. Yeah, let's make this a bit darker so that the brighter colors here work better. It makes it look like it's more pronounced, I think. And then we go here. Select the whole thing, please. Why is it selected in sections like that? I've never understood. And we make that a bit darker. And then we're just gonna put in just a little bit of shading underneath the actual button. I kind of want this to be even darker, to be honest. There we go. Just a little bit of shading under there to make it look... No, that's too much. That's better. Yeah, I think that's good. All right. Then, do I need to do... I mean, we want this to look like it's a groove, right? That's a bit too thick a line. So let's click that. And then just do the edges. I think this will give the illusion that we want it to give, that it's a bit deeper in. And then I'm going to go another layer, add glow, and go to the top here. Just... that wasn't quite right. Do that. The selection on this tool is a little bit weird sometimes. It just sort of, it seems to pick random areas. I'm sure it's doing it for a reason. I'm sure there's something that I'm doing wrong here. But for the life of me, I can't tell you what it is. Alright, I think that that looks good. So then we're going to lasso tool, select this. Oop. Select this. Make that layer invisible. Copy it, paste it. Whoops. No. Hang on. I kind of like that more, to be honest. Then we're going to select these. Layer. Merge selected layers. Copy, paste, 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 paste. So there's 1 regular and 5 copies, yes? Alright. Then let's get the belt back. Real quick. I'm just going to lock this layer so we can't accidentally move it. The amount of times that I have tried to move a layer only to find out that I'm moving the thing underneath it is ridiculous. Truly, it's you would be amazed at how easy it is to make that mistake. So that's 4, 5. Whoops. Make 1 more. And I think I just need to space these out a little bit. Okay. And this about is where we're going to be putting our Pokemon. So all 6 of the Pokemon in our party are going to appear here on the bottom on these Pokeballs. And this is where we're going to have the badges. Now I do need to fix the Rotom eyes. I might actually need to get a reference image for that because I don't remember exactly how the Rotom eyes look. So let's just quickly layer, merge selected layers. Yeah, I think these are all good. They look pretty straight to me. Only straight thing on the stream. Let's go here. Unlock it real quick. I think the tail part came out really well, actually. I sort of did this while I wasn't thinking. Maybe that's the trick. Maybe that's the trick to great art, is to never think. Don't quote me on that. That part's fine. I do need to look at... I know Rotom has like a little smile and stuff, and the little eyes go kind of nuts. So let me... I don't know what's going on with YouTube. It is struggling. I had a pretty weird internet connection earlier, so let me know if the stream starts coming in like weird. If things start getting a bit jittery or whatever, let me know. Oh, you know what? You know what I've done wrong? Is... Oh, no. Okay, I'm gonna have to redraw... Unless, I don't know, I try and redraw it so that I'm holding the phone pointing the other way. It doesn't matter that much. But yeah. Let me download the reference. And then I will pop it on screen so we can all see it. Of course it's a WebP. Why wouldn't it be a WebP? Literally everyone uses WebP, you know? It's the only thing that people ever use. I personally have never used a file type that wasn't WebP for anything. And I know everyone agrees with me because it's the most common one, don't you know? It has to be. Otherwise, why would all of these websites use it? I worked on websites for like 11 years and every single one of them used JPEGs. I don't think I've ever worked on a website that used WebP. And I wasn't working on websites like 15 years ago or something when like the internet was in its infancy. I was working on websites as early as, I don't like a year or two ago, something like that. 2020 something. It was in the 2020s. Is my point. It wasn't in the 1920s. That would be quite wild. If you were working on a web. I don't know why I'm rambling now. Alrighty, we've got the Rotom phone, and you'll see what I mean in a moment. I don't know what I was thinking of with the design I had in mind, but there we go. Yeah, this is sort of the Rotom phone, which means that I need to change it. Although this does simplify the design quite a bit because it's not going to be like I just need to change sort of the ends. I don't have to worry about like doing eyes and stuff like that, that works for me. Let's get here. It's not quite in the middle, which is gonna bother me. Let's go. Do 12 for this? 15? I think I did 15. Oh well, that works. And it's about here. And the Rotom phone, let me move it more closer. More closer. Don't you know, I was an English major. Alright. So I do need to, the rounded corners are fine. I think I kind of got those. I do need to straighten this bit up. That's crazy. 15 years ago was 2010. Made me show my age, Mr. Hat. I've been out of high school for 10 years. This is not what I thought I would be doing. I mean, actually, no, this is kind of what I thought I'd be doing in high school. Ah, weird how that works out. I might be one of the only people who genuinely thought, like, I'm going to be doing YouTube when I was in high school, and then ended up actually doing it. Yeah, that's fine. Doesn't have to be perfect, just has to look nice. Whoop, screwed that up a bit. Oh, well. Remember what I said? Nice thing about digital arts is you can go the line again. Not quite like that, though, because that was a bit shit. There we go. And then on the other side, we're going to move this over there. Oh, I can move the screen like this. Lovely. We learn new things every day. Put you over there, Rotom. You are maybe one of my favorite Pokemon ever. I'm very glad that you're around. Actually, I did see a picture where it showed the other side of the phone. I don't know why I'm only using the back. That feels a bit silly. I mean, it's basically the same. Like, there's a little bit of a thing here. In fact, this section doesn't need to be here. Don't know why I did it like that. But hey, we got the rounded design. Although this is a bit maybe too rounded. Let's just get this whole bit off. And I am going to have to draw the other side of it. Oop. I've noticed something I didn't quite get last time. Well, I'm going to have to go over this anyway. That was awful. That was better. Okay. Then we have a... Actually, it might be better if I do it there. So... Oops. Like that. Except, you know, straight. There we go. We did it. Cool. Then we make this go out. Bend. No, why am I drawing this with a size 15? That's crazy. Also, what am I doing? There's like that, then like that. And then from here, follows around the same pattern. Except it goes like that. That's about right. And then we just erase this part. But properly this time. You idiot. Me. I was talking to me. Alright. I am going to have to resize this, as I said. But that's fine. Then we'll go here. Boop. Here's another trick if you're using ClipArt Studio, is that if you press Shift, it'll take a line from the last point that you clicked on, and then draw a straight line for you. And I'll just have to select this, move it, resize it a little bit, and then I will make the edits. I might also have to turn it a little. I've just noticed that I also haven't put that in the middle. Now I'm going to drive myself insane. Okay. Get out of here, Rotom phone. I don't need you anymore. It kind of... It doesn't suck. Like, I don't hate the Rotom phone as a concept, although it does bring up some weird ethical things. Like, their cell phones have literal living sentient creatures in them. That's horrifying to think of. Imagine if our cell phones had goblins in them. That would be awful. That's about good. I'll just erase that bit. And... boop. 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 That fine? Yeah, that looks fine. Okay. And then I just need to reposition this again. As I've said before, I am an idiot. And we have to pay the price for that sometimes. You know, it's all fun and games being stupid until you have to pay the price for it. No one ever tells you about the price either. They're just like, oh, being stupid's easy. And then the price comes around and everyone acts all surprised. There we go. America's paying the price for being stupid now. Delete that. And then I'm going to make a thinner line. This. Oop. Didn't mean to do it like that quite. More like that. And around that corner. That corner. Make it difficult for myself. I might also have to touch up some of these corners. Or at least make this bottom line thicker, because it looks weird and anemic. Yeah, let's try it from this angle instead. There we go, that actually works. I might need to move this section down. I can't get this right, can I? Positioning. My greatest weakness. There we go. And then we go back to 12. Go here. And just connect it to there. Yeah, that actually looks pretty good. I just need to, as I said, move this down. But here's a fun little trick, because I'm not going to try and draw this again. I'm going to just erase this bit. Fill in the blank here. I might need to touch up some of these lines. It's not that big of a deal. I don't know why I'm making this harder on myself. Well, I know exactly why. I'm mad. Mad and insane and silly. That's why. Oh, shit. I deleted everything. But I got it all back. It's chill. And we do that. Yeah, that works. Well, we actually, let's move it back into that position, but a little bit out. So I can draw the line I erased. Yeah. Then erase this. Make it look natural. There we go. And then yeah, I was gonna draw, they have like this little like circle thing like here where it looks like a little bit of a circle. And like that's fine. I don't mind doing that. Like it's whatever. But I don't know, it kind of takes up real estate, you know? I mean, I guess this looks a bit more like a phone now. Kind of, but meh. I'm fine without it. I think it like I said, it takes up a bit too much real estate. I'd prefer to just not have it like that. And we fill it in. And then another layer. Oh. Here. Fill that in a bit. And then over here, we do darker. And then I'll give a little bit more depth to it. Yeah. Oh, whoops. That would have been embarrassing. Then what I want to do is green, 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 green. Like a very sort of dark green. Yeah. Fill in there. Where's some effects? Glitter? That might be. What about dappled light? I'm not really seeing much of it is the problem. That's because I want to get like a sort of like a very light aquamarine color to give it that sort of, not quite, that sort of like techie kind of feel, you know, with the dots and everything. But I also don't want to have to draw dots That looks more lava lamp than techie. Maybe sand. Maybe sand will be the thing I'm looking for. Ooh, actually, yeah, that works out pretty well. Let's get it a slightly brighter color. Like that. And then we're just going to actually, we're going to make a new layer. Do that. That. And then also have this be a little bit blank. And then it looks a bit more like a phone. Heck yeah. I'm going to get rid of these Pokeballs for now. And let's do the belt. So yeah, my basic idea is that I'm gonna do this overlay. I'll figure out what the background is gonna be in a second. In fact, if anyone has a idea for what they want for the background, if they want it to just sort of be simple, because you guys are gonna be the ones also staring at this, so I don't mind having an opinion or two. But yeah, I want to do all of this, and then we'll get into the actual. That's not quite. It needs to be a bit darker for the belt buckle. We'll get into the actual thumbnail in a second. The thumbnail, I fear, is going to take longer than this stream. I don't think we're going to be able to do the entire thumbnail in this stream. I don't think I have to do very much with the belt. Like, that's fine. That's recognizable. Very much so. Badges go up there. Belt goes over here. Get out of here, Rotom. Who even needs you? Simple background, but with small Easter eggs? Okay. Here's the thing. Well, first of all, let's get layer 1 out of here, because it just sort of had, like, sketch work on it. My idea is let's combine all of this into one layer. Is that a good idea? Maybe not. Let's just make them invisible for now. My idea is, because we're doing so okay. Do you know the challenge we're doing, Mr. Hat? We're doing a monologue challenge of Pokemon Scarlet, and the type that we got was Psychic. So we can only use Psychic types. Dual types are allowed. One of the typings has to be Psychic. So I was thinking maybe like a purple kind of situation, you know? Maybe make it a nice deep purple kind of situation. Something like that. Let's start off with a line there. Then we can do a lighter line up here. A lighter line down here. And then just sort of go over it a little bit. Create almost like a cloud bank. Yeah. And then, let's see how that looks so long. That's actually not too bad, all things considered. Might want to make this a little bit less transparent, just so it doesn't interfere too much with the badges. And then what we do is we would go here, get the rectangle tool, take a huge rectangle like this. Why did I do that now? And then we would delete. And this is where the game would be played. With that. But what we can do also, I like the idea of Easter eggs. So I'm going to import the energy symbol for Psychic, which I tried to do something with earlier. Let's actually put it above there. And we're just gonna make that all invisible again. And then I'm gonna resize this. Copy it. Paste it a bunch of times. Just move the copies. And then we're going to take all of those layers that I just made, all the copies. We're going to combine them into one layer. Make them a little bit transparent. Yeah. And then let's see how that looks. Hey, that's actually not too bad. What do you think? What do you think about that? We got some reference to the Pokemon card game. It's not too in your face, but you can kind of make it out. I can also make that a little bit less transparent, so like 40 or 42, and then people can see it like that. And then we put the actual game in here. I hope it will fit. I hope that works out. And I hope I can space everything evenly. But yeah, badges will go up here. Pokemon will go down there. That's sort of the basic idea. I do want to get rid of this for a second. And do that. Make another layer. Multiply. Where's multiply at? Right at the top. Directly at the top. If it was a snake, it would have done horrible things. It would have scared me to no end. Oop. Nope, no, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Alrighty. I think this works. What's everyone else's take on this? I'm going to save this so long, just so that we don't accidentally mess it up. For the moment, this is the overlay for the foreseeable future. If anyone else has any other suggestions, or they came up with an idea or anything, feel free to let me know. But in the meantime, let's try and start with this thumbnail. Now, like I said earlier, I'm not particularly used to doing sort of the more complicated thumbnails like this. I'm also not particularly used to doing sketching, as you can probably tell. All right. Yeah, I think everything's going to be quite a bit bigger than it usually is, just in general. But let's sort of get the general shape down. So, neck, head, rectangle this way, with, don't love that actually. Rectangle like that. That. Body like this. It's just very blocky at the moment. Just lots of shapes. That's the basics of doing this, is that we want to get lots of shapes in. Actually, I'm probably going to need to like turn the head like that way. Like that way. Because I want it to be resting its chin on its other hand. So let's get a square here. Get a rectangle there. connect that. Get a square here. That's the hand. Square, a rectangle like that. That's the finger. There's the thumb. There's going to be a pokeball over here. And like wibbly wobbly psychic stuff. This is about the waist. And there will be a square here or a rectangle there. Oop, that's way too big. And another one here. Goes like that. And then square there. And the square there. Obviously, we're going to figure out like details and everything differently. But the basic is, this is sort of the pose I want to have. Is, you know... Ooh, no. Wait, what am I doing? It's going to be more like this. With resting chin in a sort of meditation pose, with hand outstretched, sort of casual. Because I'm again, we're doing like a psychic gym, and then there's going to be a hoodie on. This is going to have a hood. I did have an idea at one point to try and make it like, like he was pulling the hood open to sort of do... I talked earlier about how in the old series, Ash used to have, used to put his badges on, like in his vest. And I thought about holding like this part of the hoodie open, and then he can put the badges in there, and then that could be like a change for every thumbnail. And while that's a cool idea, I just don't think... I prefer this pose, to be honest. And then nose. I kind of want one of these like half smiles. I really want to make this guy look like super cheeky. Like just over it, you know? I feel like that's the energy I bring to most of these Pokemon games, is of someone who's very clearly been through all this before. Yeah. And then I guess glasses. I mean, glasses, glasses are sort of a part of my signature look, aren't they? God, I always have so much trouble drawing hair. Hair, it's so weird. In my usual style, right? When I do my usual style, hair is really easy because you just do this, go here. Like, how to do the hairstyle for my normal character is super easy. There we go. I've just drawn my usual character's hairstyle. Simple, simple. With, like, characters like this, I have no idea how to do it. It's unfathomable to me. Can I maybe do a similar sort of thing where I just cheekily sort of pull one of these and then just erase that part, and then I can just do like we can just do the strands and stuff like that, things like that. Do I want to do glasses? I don't know that I want to do glasses. I'm also gonna have to change the shape of the face. It can't be a circle. But we'll figure that out as we go. If I did do glasses, it would sort of be a situation. And of course, ear and everything. Yeah, I guess that's fine. And fist. God, I am awful with hands. I need to practice with those a lot more. And yeah. Fingers. Pokeball. The Pokeball is such a recognizable shape. That's wild. It's literally just a circle with another circle in it and some lines. It's crazy how I see it and it's immediate. Like, I just 100% understand what's going on with that. Then obviously with the shoes, they're going to be a lot more rounded and with depth and everything. And it's going to be so good, dude. Like, crazy. Like, you don't even know. And laces and everything. Insane. What will they think of next? Wait, no, that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, this is sort of just the basic idea for the shape. This is definitely not the final product. Look at this. This is nonsense. Then round knee, and probably a thicker leg because the other one is thicker. Then we'd have the belt area. Put that. I need to find a way, figure out a way on how to make these look like jeans, because that's what I'm actually wearing in all of my videos. I don't know if that ever came across. Yeah. That's actually what I'm wearing now. I am strangely close to this, although the outfit that I have in mind for this character is quite a bit different from the outfit I'm wearing now, just in terms of color and stuff like that. Whoops, no, we're doing pencil, and then obviously like a rounded elbow. And the shape of the arm would be better here. It wouldn't be quite so straight. It would be more like tapered in. And then this part would also be... And there would presumably be a shoulder in there somewhere. And I think the neck would probably have better proportions than this. Goodness gracious. Also, this side of the neck should be probably longer. Although if he's holding up the thing like that, that's the thing. Another reason I need to sort of fix the jawline is because if he's resting his chin on there, then I'm definitely going to need to reveal more of this part of the neck. But yeah, this is kind of the basic idea, is to have this sort of like... I might also need to fix the mouth. That looks a bit like Very Odd Parents kind of deal. But it's to have this sort of somewhat more complicated design of a character. What kind of hair am I going to do? If I recall, a lot of Pokemon characters sort of have spiky hair. Like the idea behind them is that... The idea behind them... I'm just saying words now. I'm just spewing nonsense. But yeah, Pokemon characters, although I do think the hair softened over time. Because old Ash hair is a lot spikier than new Ash hair. You know? And there are definitely some characters that have that spiky James cut where it's that sort of bam, 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 bam. That kind of like just sort of endless spikes into each other, coming out of one another and all that. Obviously a lot neater and with proper ends and everything and coloring and whatnot. So maybe we go for that. I mean, I do have long hair. Maybe I go for the sort of Yamcha hair from Dragon Ball, where it's that long flow, but it's got all of these like curls coming. Oh no, that made this look like a weird fruit with like curls coming out of it and so on. That really like very clearly hasn't been brushed kind of deal. But my hair is quite a bit straighter than that. I mean, it curls a little bit at the end. I am drawing me, by the way, just in case anyone was wondering. Because I play me in these games. Why wouldn't I play me? It's a role-playing game. Why wouldn't you? That's the question I always have, is that, like, I understand the idea of making your own character and how cool that is and everything, and I fully support it. It's always so much more interesting to me how other people come up with these, like, unique characters that they make up and want to play and everything. But I have never played a role-playing game where I want it to be anyone else except fantasy me. I don't know if that says that I'm boring or a narcissist or something. But I don't know, just like, why wouldn't you take the opportunity? Because the very first thing, this happens with basically all, manga, anime, video games, all of these series where I see it and I fall in love with the world or whatever and things like that. It always happens this way, where I see that and my first thought is always, what would I be like in this world? Especially if it has like a power system or a battling system or something like Pokemon, where it's, everyone gets their own sort of style based on what they pick. If, like what we're doing now, if you were to do a monologue or sort of the gym leader challenge is, I think, the other word for it, where you kind of pick one type and try and get through the whole thing like that. What type you pick, that would say quite a bit about you, wouldn't it? And things like that. And I imagine, I think a lot of people like me, their first instinct is to wonder, what would my type be? What kind of person would I be in this world? I've given this guy the roundest head, and I don't know how to correct this. We're about 4 minutes away from the end of the stream. That's crazy. Time flew by. How did that happen? Yeah, we've been going for almost an hour. Insane. Okay. Man, I need to figure out how to draw jaw lines. Okay, so we've got like the ear here and everything. This is also just the sketch. I can sketch over this and everything. Oh wait, no. If I'm resting, it would be more like, kind of like that sort of deal. You know what I mean? Hmm. 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 I mean, we're trying things. I think the shape is definitely getting there a little bit more. I want to figure this out before we get into the pen. Because the pen, you know, I don't know why. The whole, whoops, that's the pen. The whole point of sketching in a real medium is to, because pen is a lot harder to erase. Like, if you screw up with pen, you have to basically throw the whole thing away and try again. Although I suppose nowadays we have ways to get around that. We have to, right? Like, pen technology must have gotten so much better. I suppose I would have to change the smile too. Like, it would have to be at a bit more of an angle. But the whole point to, anyway, what I was saying is, in as far as I know, also, because I didn't like study art or anything. I could be totally wrong. But as far as I know, the whole point, now I sort of look like a robot chicken character. Let's just delete this. Yeah, let's delete the mouth. I think I screwed up with the mouth. I keep clicking the pen. You can tell how not used to working with the pencil I am. What am I doing wrong here? I think I maybe also need to bring the head down a bit. Maybe have it rest on the cheekbone rather than like the jaw. You know what I mean? So have it rest like here as opposed to here. Let's try that. Okay. Something like that. Does that look silly? That looks silly to you guys? And maybe we just sort of restart with the jaw. In fact, I can probably just redraw this hand as well. Keep selecting the pen by accident. That's a little bit more in the style that I was looking for. Maybe have him do one of those. No. No, we can't do that. That's silly. Or maybe. Although this makes it look like he's sniffing his hand, which I don't love. I do feel like that's something that psychic Pokemon trainers would do, but I don't love it as a concept for this character particularly. The idea is that he's supposed to be like resting his face. Maybe I can just make like a little sort of tension mark, like showing like, oh, he's resting his chin, his cheek on there. Maybe I need to turn his head a bit. Maybe that's the way to go. You know what I mean? Do this and go for one of those. And then just erase that part. That part. And then just... No, that's the pen again. God damn me. And have him just sort of look like bored. No, I don't want to... That's the wrong energy, unfortunately. Is I don't want to come into this, like, unenthused. Oh, that makes me look like I'm wincing. That's kind of cheeky. I kind of like this a little bit. Maybe I'll change up the mouth shape a little bit, but who knows? And then I can add like that. Ooh, and then this could be like a cool little thing like that. Make the hair a little bit more wild, you know? Add some shape to it. Yeah, yeah. Okay, now it's coming together. And then I think I maybe need to... Maybe a better idea would be to... Oh, whoops, screwed that up. Let's just zoom out. How about we make this easy for once? I think we also need to turn this a bit. Like, have this sort of be a... Yes. Have this sort of be a bend in the arm rather than a... Although we should probably do that more towards where the elbow would be, but just to sort of like give the arm some more shape. But yeah, this is kind of the basic idea I have for the thumbnail. Is the character, me, floating. That's what he's gonna be. He's gonna be floating. Oh man. Look, he's floating off the ground. Crazy. And with like making a Pokeball float because we're a psychic trainer this time, and then I'll have the logo. Once I do all of this and I do all the colors and everything, I'll resize it to be smaller, and I'll have the logo up here, and our typing and everything down there. And I think that this is kind of the basic idea that I have in mind. So what do you guys think? Let me know. In fact, you guys can let me know in the Discord, or if you want to comment under the VOD of this, or something like that. Or you can send me a courier pigeon or something. I don't know. Find a way to get a message to me. Usually on Discord, I'm active on the Byte Marx Discord basically every day. So if you want to get a message to me directly, that's the best place to do it. But yeah, this is the preliminary draft, the sketch of what the thumbnail for the next Pokemon stuff is going to be. Again, it's going to be a bit more complicated with a lot more detail than I usually do these thumbnails. So I don't know how long it's going to take. It might not be ready by next week. Keep that in mind. We might be still using the temp thumbnail, but I think the overlay we made is probably good to go for next week. I think we can switch to this. We'll play the game in this middle section, and we'll display the badges up here, and we'll display the Pokemon down here. I think that that's probably good to go. In fact, I'm going to export this right now. And I'll start testing it out as I'll probably test it out a bit on the weekend. See how everything fits, see how it all looks. I might have to make a couple of edits, like maybe cutting a little bit closer to these things or resizing some stuff or whatever. But I'm sure it'll work out fine. Thank you so much for watching. You know, it's been a long time since I've done these art streams, and I always enjoy doing them. Maybe if I haven't finished this completely by next week, I can bring how much progress I've made on it so far, and we'll do another stream where we continue to do this. I might have even gotten to the inking by then, and we'll just chat. We'll chat and chill and hang out, unless Emilio's around, and then we'll play a game with Emilio. In the meantime, thank you for watching. Join us on Monday for Pokemon Scarlet, our psychic monologue, and next week for whatever else we do. And go and check out the video I did, Prim. It's up on the channel. It's the first review I've done, a first official game review I've done in like a year or two. I worked really hard on it. Go and give it a look. See what you think. It might be the game that turns your year around. So that's a big promise. Maybe don't maybe don't put that much pressure on it. But go and look at it anyway. Have fun. Stay safe. Stay watching. Stay magical. And so long, everybody.